Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice. So find a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in just a nice comfy seat. You might place your hands on your knees and let your eyes close. Taking a slow, deep breath in, bring some length into your spine. And as you breathe out, let your chin fall down towards your collarbone. Let your shoulders fall from your ears. And just take a moment to soften your forehead, your cheeks. And maybe lengthening your spine even more. And then you can start to roll your head over towards your right shoulder. Keep going until you find a nice stretch through the side of your neck. You might move your hands to the floor beside you and push into the fingertips a little bit to keep the spine as long as possible. But then let your shoulders soften. You do have your hands on the ground beside you, you might bring them back to your knees and then slowly letting your head roll down. You can keep going to the other side. Roll your head over towards your left shoulder. Keep going till you find that nice stretch. And then maybe you'll move your hands to the ground again, a little push into the fingertips. A nice long spine and really soft shoulder. Awesome work, you guys. Slowly bring your hands back to your knees, and then you can let your head roll down, chin towards the collarbone again. And then letting an inhale, lift your chin back up. You could start to open up your eyes if you wanted to. We're going to make our way into tabletop though, onto our hands and knees. And once you get there, maybe give your hips a little bit of a sway side to side. And then we'll just extend our right leg for a moment, push into the ball of the foot, push into your hands a little bit. Find some length through your right leg. Find your calf, your ankle, and then gently bring your right knee in and switch sides. Push into the ball of the left foot, push into your hands. Find your calf. Nice work, you guys. We can bring our left knee back into our tabletop, maybe a little bit of a sway through the hips. And then our right foot is going to be coming forwards and into a nice lunge. So if you want to roll your mat over to go under your knee, you definitely can. Sinking into your hips. Finding your left hip flexor now. Maybe the entire left leg. And then we're just going to send our hips back for a moment. Bring length into your right leg. Your half split, maybe pointing your toes up. Find your hamstring and maybe your calf again, and then slowly bend back into the knee, back into the lunge, and you can keep your hands down, or you could lift your chest up and bring your hands to your knee. If your left hand is free to move, it might find your hip or your low back with your palm facing away, or maybe it can even find your right hip. Maybe you can take a little lift through the chest, a little lift through the chin. And then just slowly starting to make your way back, lowering your hands. We're going to heel toe our right foot off to the side for our lizard. Turn your toes out a little. Bring your hands under your shoulder. Maybe lift your back knee for a moment and then gently rest it down. Sinking into the hips more. Now we can stay here on our hands, or we could start to lift our chest and turn it to the right, and maybe your right hand will find your knee, maybe it will find your right hip, or maybe it will find your left hip. And maybe you can look and take a peek behind you. You can slowly start to bring your right hand back down if you did lift it. And then heel toe your foot to the middle of your mat and heel toe it off to the left side too. So that you can lay down your shin in your pigeon. Taking an inhale to push into the hands a little, lift the chest. You can stay here. You could fold forward. And if you are folding, just letting an inhale lift you up again. Plant your hands. We're going to be meeting in tabletop. So if you can tuck your back toes, lift yourself up, and then maybe into tabletop. Giving your hips a little bit of a sway side to side if you'd like. Shake it out a little bit. And then our left foot is going to start to make its way forwards and into our lunge. If you need to roll your mat over for your knee or adjust your back leg in any way so that you feel your right hip flexor now. Sinking the hips forward, sinking the hips down. Now just a moment to send the hips back. Come out of the lunge and into a short, sweet half split, maybe pointing the toes up. And then slowly coming right back into your lunge. Now you can decide if you're going to stay here with your hands down, leaning forwards, if you are going to lift your chest, maybe resting your hands on your knee. Maybe your right hand is free and available to move to the hip, to the low back with your palm facing away, or maybe a little further than that towards the left hip. Maybe you gotta snug it a little further. Lift the chest a little, lift the chin a little if it feels good to do so, all the while sinking into the hips. And if you are lifted up, start to make your way back down, planting your hands and then heel toeing our foot to the left side, setting up our lizard. Turn your foot so it's on an angle. Bring your hands under your shoulders, sink into the hips again. Maybe lift your back knee for a moment and then rest it down so it's a little softer. Now you can stay on both of your hands, or you can start to twist towards the left side. Maybe moving your hand to your hip or to your other hip. Maybe taking a peek behind you, a lizard twist with an added shoulder option. Awesome work, you guys. Slowly bringing your left hand down again if you did lift it up. Let's heel toe our foot back to the middle slowly. And then eventually all the way over to the right side. Laying down the shin, sinking into the hips in your pigeon. Lift up through the chest, stay here, or folding forwards for a few moments. If you are folding forwards, you can start to lift again, pushing into the hands, tucking the back toes, finding your way into tabletop as gracefully as you are able. Maybe taking a little bit of a sway through the hips, shaking it out a little. And then we're going to reach our arms out in front. Find some length through your arms and then see if you can bring your elbows, your forearms down, and maybe your palms can touch one another. So the elbows aren't underneath the shoulders here. They're a little further forwards than the shoulders so that we can drop our chest, and you might even scooch the elbows even further so that the chest can lower more and more and your hands can start to lift. Maybe the fingers are pointing up. Maybe your forehead is resting down. And then using an inhale to gently lift up. As your chest lifts, bring your hands down so that you can climb back up into your tabletop. Take a little sway, maybe even kind of a shoulder roll. And then we're going to cross our ankles and have a seat with our legs in front. Your left leg can go long. Your right foot might stay planted on the inside of your left leg. It might cross over top of your left leg. Hold your knee, lengthen your spine. You can bend your left leg in two if you want it, crossing the legs. Hold your knee, lengthen your spine, and then we're going to twist towards the right side. Maybe give your knee an even bigger hug. Just using an inhale to slowly turn back to face forwards. We can unwind our legs and cross them the other way. Or maybe your left foot is on the inside of the right leg. Maybe your right leg is staying out long, but whatever feels good, or you can lengthen your spine, hold your knee, and then twist and turn your chest to the left side. And lengthen the spine a little bit more. And then just enjoy a few breaths here. Awesome work, you guys, using an inhale to come back and face forward. You can unwind your legs. Give your knees a little bit of a hug or a squeeze. Take a rock side to side if you'd like. And then we're going to keep our knees bent. But maybe we can hold onto our knees. Maybe we can wrap our arms under our legs to give them a hug. And lean forwards a little bit. You can start to walk the feet away. If you want to go further into your forward folds, maybe you get to a point where your legs are fairly straight, and maybe you want to take your arms out from under your legs, but maybe you don't. And just a little micro movement, something you can't really see, but you can feel. You might just push your legs into your arms a little bit and then just pull your arms up on your legs a little bit. And just notice if you feel something extra. And if you are putting a little bit of effort into that micro movement, maybe relax and see how it feels. And then maybe do that activation just one more time. Push the legs down into the arms and the arms up into the legs. And then relax. And if you do have your arms under your legs, you might take them out and reach them forwards towards your feet. Take just one more breath here in your forward fold. And using an inhale to lift back up. You can hug your knees again if you'd like. We are going to lay down though. So rock it out side to side a few times, and then you can lay on your back. Maybe your knees will come towards the chest. You might continue to rock side to side. You'd like to find a happy baby from here. You can widen the knees, reach for the feet. Try to glue your low back down into your mat. And then slowly, slowly releasing your legs all the way down. All the way down to the ground. You might take a few more sways, side to side. But eventually sending your legs out long. Making your way into Shavasana. Whatever that is going to look like for you today, however long it's going to last. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time. Namaste.